Doing? Welcome back to the Loot Show. We are again at the Victoria Junction Hotel. I know I said it's not going to be our studio. We love this place. It's kind of cool. They give us free cappuccinos. That's why we keep coming back.
Oh, they're free?
Yeah.
They expensive about
That's why we keep coming back. It's now become our de facto studio. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We thought, listen to this. Do you guys know it's now 80 odd days to Christmas?
Actually, I was thinking about that the other day. And I started getting the hints when my mother started leaving around the house like these little catalogs and stuff. I was actually on the way through here to the waterfront today. I was actually chatting here in the waterfront. There's the Smeg store.
Yeah.
And they were chatting about, I was chatting in the car about how my mom has been hinting at a certain kettle and all that kind of stuff. So that's when you know Christmas is coming, when you start hearing Mariah Carey in the background a little bit, and then also you obviously got your mom dropping hints, especially your significant others, your partners, also hinting at certain stuff.
Mariah Carey is thawing out at the moment. She'll hit the airwaves one of these days. So we're recording this on Saturday. It's the 28th of September today. So there's like literally 88 days to go to Christmas. So we thought we'll tell you about the one thing that every household should have, and most do, but there's still a couple who don't. It's the air fryer. And there's a reason why. Because this one is particularly nice and particularly neat. Now, previously, there were only a few brands on the market, and you really didn't have a wide variety of choice. There were a couple, and they could only do one or two things. Now, your air fryer, you can bake cake in air fryers, for heaven's sake. You can roast and obviously air fry in the thing, and you can pretty much cook an entire meal now. But now they come with little windows in them as well. I saw one the other day that's actually got an app, so you can control your air fryer remotely from your phone, which is kind of neat. So there's all sorts of wonderful things out there. And you obviously want the best possible one for yourself. And I reckon you should spoil yourself with one of these. What Tristan and I have learned is that we've got a guest inside the Loot
ecosystem.
Inside the Loot ecosystem, in the orbit of Loot, who you may have spotted on social media, very well known, Yusuf Daniels and his daughter Tamina. They're doing a few influencer type things on our behalf, and they have got a location set up with all sorts of wonderful Loot goodies there. Let's call it the Yusuf Loot.
Yes, it's Yusuf's Loot. It's actually, we can call it's part of Yusuf's Loot, and it's a really nice little environment. It's obviously based here in Cape Town. It's top secret.
Secret. We have
people know about it.
Uncovered the secret, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit. First, I want to know: do you cook in an air fryer frequently?
I can only cook in an air fryer. I've been banned from using the oven at home. It was a There was an unfortunate
incident.
It involved 3 a.m. My parrot and a spatula.
Oh, is the thing still alive? This poor parrot.
It is.
Oh.
But
you're hungry and eyed the parrot suspiciously.
No,
so how long would it take to cook a parrot in an air fryer?
I don't think it would take too long. I think it's you actually might be into the feathers. I'm joking. No, Polly, I love you, but I won't be cooking the parrot. But I actually wasn't trying to cook the parrot. It was me trying to use the oven that ended up almost harming the parrot somehow. So
Can your parrot talk? Does it speak?
It does. It's not a big fan of me anymore. Whenever it sees me,
not surprised.
Whenever it sees me, it wants to puff itself up. But I'm exclusively in the air fryer, especially right now. Getting ready for summer.
Don't change the topic.
No, I'm a big fan of it. If you ask me, I'm going back to the topic.
Was the fire brigade involved in this incident?
No, a very angry mother of mine was. I speak about lots about mother on the show. I should actually bring it in one day.
You should.
Especially for the air fryer stuff.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this oven story in particular. And if I go to your house now and I ask the parrots what it thinks of you,
you're going to get a good response, Papa.
Okay. Good reviews from the parrot.
The parrot only likes. The parrot doesn't like any of my friends. The parrot does not like my friends. Okay, my one friend, the one I try to stick its finger straight into the parrot, but that's another story for another day. Maybe when we have a parrot protection thing that comes off Loot, I don't know, they sell that. My mom is the parrot's favorite. So obviously my mom takes the parrot's side over mine, even though it was entirely my fault. But Yeah, I think the only person that the parrot likes when I bring home is probably my girlfriend. Because my girlfriend can walk to the door and the parrot will be like, all chiming and saying stuff and whatnot.
Look, the fact that you have a girlfriend, we have to address at some point as well, because I'm sure there's some drama to be had there. But tell me, what is the weirdest, most unlikely thing that you have made in an air fryer that turned out surprisingly well?
I've made, what is the most? That is actually a very, very good question.
I'll tell you what I did.
I've done turkey.
Have you done turkey?
Turkey in an air fryer.
I bet your parrot wasn't impressed. Because that's probably its cousin.
I've actually
probably knew that turkey.
I want to put you on something quickly, Bobby. Buying biltong, right? Buying biltong, and actually putting some spice on and putting it in the air fryer for a few minutes.
Serious?
Yes, putting your biltong you buy from the shop, and actually
Does it soften the biltong?
It doesn't soften or it doesn't. It makes it like a crisp. So imagine like a bacon crisp.
Yeah.
To biltong.
So like the biltong slices.
Yeah.
And you spice it and put it in the air fryer.
Yeah. Put you on that.
That is actually a bit. Who would have thought you'd get some cooking instructions on the Loot Show, hey?
Don't follow advice from me all the time.
That is actually quite neat. I make slap chips.
Oh, you have
in
to.
The air fryer
I live off chips
often,
in the air fryer.
Very often. And I've now learned a few kind of hacks and it's just an interesting thing. So if you heat your air fryer up for like 3 minutes before you pop your chips in, right? And if you spice your chips up front and then you cook it halfway through, take it out, give it another swirl in whatever spice you use. I'll tell you what I use and pop it back in. And then at the end, for a minute and a half or 2 minutes, you actually do a grill. You grill your chips at the end and then you get a nice crispy chip.
I'm actually, so a big use of an air fryer for me right now is on my fitness journey. And actually, with developing my meals and that for the next day, I actually cook my chicken in the air fryer. So for me, when I'm on intermittent fasting, after I come back from training at 2 and I have my first meal of the day, I like to quickly make my chicken wraps inside the air fryer.
Oh, fantastic.
It works quite nicely.
It's a good way to cook your food, obviously, no use of oil. But the additional thing to that, if you're doing intermittent fasting, is the chicken fat that you get at the end of cooking your chicken. You can actually reuse that because that's good for you if you are on a weight loss journey.
Fat's always good.
The spice I use for my chips is called aromatic potato.
It's aromat.
No.
You know, there's a container you buy in the aisle that's always on sale, it's aromat. Bobby's trying to oversell it.
Aromatic potato, look for it, it's really good. But here's the thing, I made cheese and tomato toasty in the air fryer.
You made a dry brokey in the air fryer.
Fantastic. It's like you would normally do it. You pop your cheese on there, grated cheese, a couple of nice slices of tomatoes, some salt and pepper, pop it in the air fry it, you can grill it as well I suppose, but air fry it, halfway through flip it over, beautifully, evenly toasted, cheese melts very, very nicely, and then while it's hot, before you actually take it out of the air fryer, a few more sprinkles of grated cheese, and then you take that out, it melts as the bread cools. To die for.
I think the only way we can actually put these recipes to test is if we actually go and try and get our hands on Yusuf's air fryer.
All right, so let's slip away very quickly. We know where this secret Yusuf Daniel's location is. We've been told by the Loot management that they are sending an air fryer there. So I think you and I should go and have a look.
Can we keep it?
No? Maybe Yusuf's cooked something. Let's go see. Okay, we'll go check it out.
Let's try it out, guys.
Report back to you shortly.
Oh.
So funny, man.
Go.
So guys, I know that Yusuf from Living Lekker was just here a little while back. And the set, so to speak, is still up and running. So what we're doing with the Loot Show today is we're breaking into Yusuf Daniel's set to come and have a look at the goodies that he showed you guys in Living Lekker. So come and join me. Let's go have a look. I'm very keen on that air fryer and that EcoFlow. Let's go. So this is, I suppose, Living Lekker, the way Yusuf would put it. So this week I thought with the Loot Show we would have a look at some of the interesting goodies that is featured in living lekker. This air fryer has caught my attention in particular. And as you well know, it's being given away. It could stand in your kitchen one of these days. If you haven't got one yet, it is about time. This one is particularly neat. I love the fact that it's got this nice matte black finish, the silver crest. But the fact that it's outdoors is even more interesting, because I don't know if you've ever used an air fryer outdoors before. Maybe we can get Tristan to chip in here. He's behind the camera today because we are out and about. It's still not in our studio. Maybe one of these days we'll get there. So this thing is kind of cool. It's a 8-liter capacity, which is kind of neat. And you know what? The thing with an air fryer, if you don't have one yet, is that it is just so convenient. In fact, I don't think I've used my oven in my kitchen for literally months now. Maybe even a year, maybe even longer. Because air fryers just allow you to cook absolutely everything in it. Even bake for some of them. This one will allow you to do all of that. The extra large capacity is what's kind of neat. Have a look at all of this. So the 2400 watts does allow you to take it outdoors. It's going to chow whatever battery you happen to use though. But we will have a look at the EcoFlow a little bit later. Maybe the EcoFlow can actually handle this. Imagine being on a camp, Tristan, and your air fryer is there with you. And not just any old one, extra large, 8-liter capacity. Most of the others are a bit smaller. And of course this brand is available exclusively on Loot. What's also neat about the air fryer is that it's healthy eating. So you're not using oils when you're cooking. And I love the golden matte black finish. Let's open it up, let's have a look. So this is gonna hold a whole chicken, but only just. And trust me, you really wanna roast the chicken inside an air fryer. It tastes like nothing else. Actually quite tasty. And I love doing that. All the controls are in front. We'll see if we can plug it in for you at one of these occasions. And here's what's neat about it. It's got settings for shrimp, one for cake, one for nuts, another one to heat up your food. So the one for nuts is a bit suspicious. I think they mean like cashew nuts and so on. If you want to roast your own peanuts, for example, you can pop them in here. And what I also like about this thing is these silicone holders that you have to buy separately for your air fryer comes along with it. So it keeps the interior of the air fryer nice and clean, because you put whatever you're going to cook inside here. So if you're doing chips, for example, you pop it in here. What I find with air fryers that's neat is that even if you have to cook more than one serving, so usually let's say you're doing 2 or 3 chickens, it goes so quickly. So a whole chicken will take you 25-30 minutes at most, depending on how well done you want it. So whereas you roast the chicken inside the oven for say an hour, here you can do 2 over an hour as well, which is kind of neat, and you're saving a whole lot of electricity. So this is kind of neat. And if you want it in your kitchen, it's gonna go on the Loot platforms for subscribers only. So make sure that you hit subscribe and follow, and you could have a free air fryer, one for absolutely nothing, and you yourself could be living kind of lekker, don't you think?
Obviously, guys, Bobby has touched on a little bit, as well as Yusuf. Yusuf actually loved this air fryer when he was in person with it, and it's definitely something interesting, right? I wouldn't picture an air fryer out here in Zandvlei. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? I don't know about Zandvlei. Yeah, I think Zandvlei is the correct pronunciation of it. But I wouldn't picture an air fryer out in a picnic area, because the whole purpose of a picnic and outdoorsy environment is to get away from the electronics, to get away from the, screeching fans, or putting units into your electricity meter. So it's definitely something interesting to have it out here. But if you are going to have an air fryer out in a picnic area, you're definitely going to be wanting to go with this one, right? So obviously, yes, it is a bit juice hungry, with it being 2400 watts and it's an 8-liter air fryer, and often with the heating elements and the heating mechanisms within the air fryer, it does charge a battery on a power bank or a power supply a lot quicker than what it normally would. But with these ones, they're a little bit more eco-friendly, right? So the reason why people switched over to air fryers originally was because of power-hungry ovens. That's often the biggest use case, besides the, the convenience of having this device and having an air fryer in your household, right? So it does things quicker, it does things with less power, and it's got more features when it comes to cooking, right? You can throw something in here. I am not Gordon Ramsay, I'm not Jamie Oliver, but whenever I put something in an air fryer, I definitely feel a lot better about myself and my cooking skills, because you press a button and you go. We are living in an environment nowadays where you have lots more recipes and lots more techniques to using an air fryer. So no longer is it just putting something in and go. You can actually add some spices, you can add some this, you can add some that. People have become more accustomed to using air fryers now than what they do with ovens. Like Bobby said earlier, he hasn't used his oven in a year, and I'm thankful for that, because I would not want to be having Bobby's cooking, because if he's going to be cooking, you might as well go hungry that night. So get yourself an air fryer if you're going to be eating with Bobby Brown, because you're going to want to make something quite easily and quite quickly straight afterwards. But like I said, bringing your air fryer out into this environment, you're going to want a power source, and we're going to touch on the EcoFlow power supply a little bit later, and something that's going to be really useful, right? So Bobby went through the basic specs, right? Your air vent at the back. It's a basic air fryer layout with the matte. It's more of a gloss. It's a matte look gloss touch feeling, and it's a simple, minimalistic air fryer with all the functionalities that you will need in an air fryer, with all your positioning and your knobs right out front. Obviously it's a soft touch button, so you don't need to be pressing anything. You don't have to be worrying about your springs or your coils inside your switches breaking on you. So it's something that's easy. It's something that's going to be maintenance free, and just don't be like me. And for the first time I used an air fryer, I wanted to put oil in it, because that might end up in yes, you might need to buy another house after you do that as well, and it's quite straightforward. So yeah, even if you have your fire going at your picnic, even if you have pre-packed meals, you want to be in 21st century, and you want to be a little bit extra. You want to pull. This is actually one of the most Cape Townian things I've seen all week, right? You bring an air fryer out to a picnic area with no noticeable plug imports. You're going to see a massive following, because everyone's going to be coming around to you when they see your EcoFlow power supply paired with your air fryer. Because trust me when I say that EcoFlow power supply, with its surge protection and its amount of power that it carries, you can air fry for an entire day, especially with December coming up right now. A lot of people are going to be outside, and I think this is going to be an amazing combo to have, especially with something you could be getting from Loot. So you could be thinking one day and decide, okay, tomorrow we're going to go out. These products will be available on Loot. So let's put it to the test and see what we can do, and maybe I don't kill everyone with my basic skills of an air fryer.
I love good banter, don't worry.
Just to see Justin's face of oh god.
Are you reacting after having the food by Yusuf now?
No, I saw your face. Your face was so funny.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it, Bobby.
I can't believe somebody just said that to your girlfriend.
Yeah, so obviously behind the scenes, we had to bring back against her will, my girlfriend. She's actually cameraman today. She's not doing a great job because I was not the man the camera. She is over here drinking coffee and that though. But hey, we can't judge her for that. But the air fryer is definitely something I'm going to be enjoying. It's actually currently in my bucket.
How neat was it though? Eh?
It is. It's clean. It's nice.
It kind of looks very neat outdoors. I'd never thought of that before. I'd never thought. I wonder. We should give that a test. Can you use, because it's a heating device, right? And it requires a lot of energy.
Yeah, current as opposed to energy.
I wonder if you could take your air fryer on a camping trip.
Yeah, so obviously on our previous episode, episode 2 of the Loot Show, we did touch on the EcoFlow battery. That was also at Yusuf Daniel's area. And the air fryer was there because of a certain purpose. It is because purely of the fact that the EcoFlow can manage those kinds of heating elements, right? So often UPSs and general batteries, lithium ion or lithium polymer batteries, don't react while they're short when they are either cooling or heating something. And it takes a certain grade of technology and a certain grade of circuitry that does not trip and can help and aid when supplying its power to heating and cooling. Because when you heat and cool, say for example, this cup of coffee was an electronic device, right? It requires about, let's say, 12 volts of energy. Anything, a power bank that you can buy for 10 rand on the side of the road can provide 12 volts, right? But it's the heating and the cooling of this cup of coffee that, fluctuates current, that, overcharges. And this is like layman's terms of bringing it in right now. But it just puts a lot of strain on the battery because of the fluctuation it has, because of the temperatures. And you can't just, and that's what causes it to trip. That's why you need a battery like the EcoFlow battery to go with something like an air fryer. But when it's paired like that, you can happily take your fridge or your air fryer with you.
I think it'd be a bit of a cheat if you took your air fryer.
You have to braai.
Because you want to braai, right? and now you're going to be tempted by this air fryer because now you can literally shortcut the brine. Why start a fire? Why wait for the coals to be just the right temperature? When you're going to chuck the chop into the air fryer, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to be the same, but nothing beats a bride chop.
You can give it a little bit of a quick little smoke at the end there, just for that braai woof, I think.
Bobby's just trying to say you can't braai.
Tell us about this air fryer. I mean, this was I saw you looking at the air fryer on your phone.
So I was checking it out earlier and just getting about our prices together. So on the range at the moment with Lude, we obviously went over specs when we were at Yusuf's campsite and went over what's available and the different variants that there are. And it's important to note that there are different variants available. So the one we looked at is one of the bigger variants in terms of capacity. They also have the 6-7 liter ones also available. Yes. That's your single loaders that have basic manual put-in options and that kind of stuff. This one has a bit more options. It has instant cook buttons, all that kind of stuff. That's not very common for air fryers all the time. But with these ones, it's a more premium one. But they are still within a good price range. At the moment, as it stands, on loot.co.za, the average air fryer is under 2,000 rand.
And that's quite significant because if you think about it, when they started gaining popularity about 5 years ago, they were quite pricey. But as these devices go, as they become more and more ubiquitous in society, the prices drop. So you can now pick it up for under 2K, which is kind of neat.
Yep, and like I said, with loot.co.za, they're always currently running specials, especially leading up to Christmas and the festive period. Even Black Friday, you'll be overlooking Black Friday in November, which comes before Christmas. That's often when we do our Christmas shopping. Around Black Friday. I told my dad I'll also leave a few clues around the house. I actually left 1 or 2 clues with my girlfriend today as well. What she could probably get me for Christmas. Also, my birthday's in Jan. If any of our lovely viewers are thinking of getting, it is. About the giving, yeah. Well, I am. Bobby's called being the star of the show.
Giving, they say it's called, not the spirit of receiving. But a story for another day, guys. Another gay guys. I don't know what I was saying there, but you know what I mean. We'll tackle that some other time. But if an air fryer is within your reach, or if you've been looking for one, or if you've had one for a while now, they do have a lifespan. You might want to start looking at a new one. This is the one to go check out on loot.co.za. And maybe in future we'll have a little bit of a closer look at it.
Absolutely, guys. And remember, check out all the other ones that they have. Lots of other devices, lots of other products on loot.co.za for your kitchen. And if 2,000 Rand there's no budget, there are a few over 2,000 Rand. There's a few gourmet air fryers, the Gordon Ramsay of air fryers. But I'll let that up to you guys to decide.
Yep. Get yourself one. Give yourself a lovely gift, guys. See you next time.
Cheers.